Hello, creatures of the net. I am Inconsistency Man, otherwise known as Bubba Drew, and I'm in Beamng Drive to break some cars, as you do. But I'm going to be doing it with gravity. So to start off this test, I'm going to be using the Gavril D series. It's pretty much the granddaddy of all Beamng Drive vehicles, as you all know, but I'm still addressing it for those who possibly don't know. It has been through crashes much of its life. So, surely a little gravity won't stop it from dominating. Or will it? So first and foremost, you need to get your layout of all your on-screen apps figured out. The normal speedometer won't really work, because it only measures the wheel speed, or how fast the wheels are spinning. So what you're gonna need is the air speedometer. That will measure your speed going up, down, forward, backwards, side to side, diagonally, whatever. And to simplify this layout, I am going to delete all these useless apps. Actually, I may or may not have lied a little bit. I'm going to keep the air speedometer, and I'm also going to keep the messages on the side of the screen, so I can see what gets damaged on the way down, because there will be damage. Because this is Beamng Drive, of course. And not even gravity is as innocent as you think. So now we need the vertical part of this test to commence. I have two ways of doing this. One is a bit more of a time-consuming way. You actually go to gravity and you hit negative Earth and you just watch the fun happen. As you can see, whoa, there it goes. It's off like a helium balloon. So the other method that I have of doing this is actually through the free camera. Basically what you do, you need to look down, you need to press the S key in order to go backwards. But of course when you're looking down, that is up. And then, once you're at your suggested altitude, you do Alt F7. Alright, here we go. This is just a simple drop. Just about anyone who's played this game has tried this already. Although I got a little bit of a glitch on my end. I don't know if that's the recorder doing it or if it's my computer having a stroke. I, however, am going to stick to the reverse gravity method and let the speed gather on the way up, because it can really reach some impressive speeds. But then again, you can do whichever method you want in order to commence this experiment, I guess I could call it. It's not really an experiment if you're just senselessly destructing things. But then again, that's Beamng Drive. I'll just let this play out for a little bit, and I'll be back in a while. I also wanted to take note really quick that the engine actually struggles the higher you get. So that's a pretty cool attention to detail there. Also of note, the speed tends to increase as you go higher and higher and higher. And I don't mean increasing as in, like, what it's doing right now. I mean, there's less resistance, and it can just go faster. It's almost as if there's actually space in this game, which there technically is. If you listen closely, as you get higher and higher and faster, some really strange sounds start to happen. Heck, if you speed up some of these things, or slow them down, or play them backwards, you probably can hear some subliminal messages. In fact, I think I just heard a voice of one of the developers for me to play this game more. Alright, so I think 5,000 miles per hour is a good place to stop, because at this point we're pretty high up. So, we open the gravity, open up the menu, go to environment, then switch to sun gravity, and watch the fun begin. So the speed is already starting to decrease because of the massive gravity that is pulling it down. I'm just going to let the game do the talking for you. Watch the speed, and watch the truck itself. So yeah, before all hell breaks loose, I'm going to slow this down because I actually have not seen this slowed down yet. I've gotten to this point, but I haven't really seen what happens. So I am going to do -16, or 16 times slower than real time. Don't know exactly how you say that. And even then, it's pretty fast. You can actually start to see the thing stretching from the forces pulling outward on it. I don't know the technical term for that. I think it's like centripetal acceleration or something. I don't know. Someone will correct me. Your speed will actually start to decrease as soon as you start to get closer and closer to the ground. So that's why I'm slowing down here. Actually, I think I can vaguely see the map coming into view. Actually, you know what? I'd better get prepared for this. This is going to be quite a show when it comes down. That is, of course, if it doesn't... Yeah. It tends to crash the game. I was hoping a different result would come of that, so we're going to try that again. Alright, so I decided to wait a little longer for this one. I actually got sidetracked and did some things around the house and some talking on the computer. And as you can see, we have reached the limit of the speedometer. We are going 10,012 miles per hour. It's about double what we were going last time. I'm going to switch on the sun gravity again. And once again, we'll see the fun unfold. The textures are actually glitching out from how fast I'm going. That's an unexpected development. I think the bed is starting to wiggle a little bit too. Yeah, it seems like there's definitely some sort of distortion going on. Once again, the limit of the air speedometer has been reached, so once again it's cycled. So we're at 20,000 miles an hour right now, at 22,000 and counting. It was when the truck flipped over that all the interesting bits start to happen, and the car was just getting ripped up by gravity. So I might actually slow it down a little bit once it gets to that point. Usually you can see the hood crack once the forces are working on this thing. I must also note that even when I am paused and I move the analog stick around to look around, it actually distorts the camera. That is something. That's like, we're reaching reality-breaking speeds right now. That's 30,000. Going so fast, it almost looks like we're going up. Did we hit 40,000 already? I wasn't actually looking. I'm gonna have to look back on the footage and see if we did. I mean, another thing I must say, this isn't breaking any speed records or anything, because this isn't, you know, on the ground. This is just falling from a great height with some supermassive gravity. So I'm not declaring this as any sort of speed record. Well, now we know that D-Series can hold up at, what would this be, like hypersonic? Like, is there anything above hypersonic? Because apparently the D-Series can hold up to massive speeds. Doors are cracking open. And the hood looks like it's just about to... Oh! Passenger side door open. Pretty much suicide when you're going this fast. Oh, there goes the hood. It actually damaged the cab a little bit too when it did that. Caved it in. Oh geez, gravity's caving the thing in. Alright, this is what I was looking for. Right here. The thing is just about to get... I don't care about Gangstar, dang it. Engine broken. Rear drive shaft's broken. The engine has gone out. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, now I gotta really slow this down because things are about to get real. So yeah, as you can see, this is the result I was looking for. I wanted the truck to actually just turn into an omelet. As you can see. Well, actually, it's not quite an omelet yet. It's like a bad bent-up taco. Fuel tank ruptured. Oh, okay, now it's turning into one of those twist donuts. Oh, jeez, the thing is actually twisting. Wow. It's either that or that's the bed that I'm seeing getting all warblified. Oh, and the speed's dropping, too. I just noticed that. So that means we're getting nearer and nearer to the map. I don't know if we're going to live to see the bottom or if the game is just going to suddenly crash. Rear right axle broken. I think that's the least of our worries right now. This thing is turning into a Stretch Armstrong toy as we are looking at it. So satisfying. Geez, this thing is like... Oh, wow. I've never slowed it down this much before. This thing is turning... It is expanding. And it's probably... This thing's probably going to expand to the size of the Earth when it gets down to the map again. And then that will be the end of the world in Beamng Drive. This is nuts right here. This is... when you're going so fast that your vehicle can't take it anymore. And now the bodywork of the car is bending the laws of physics. The truck bed is turned into pudding. The frame is bent all out of shape. It's like probably like hairs now, just like a bundle of hairs at the bottom of a drain. That's what the frame would look like. Oh, there's one of those artifacting things that just happened. I can see the death of this truck coming nearer and nearer. Excuse me if my speech patterns are a little messed up. I'm just shocked at what I'm seeing in minus 100 because I've done this before. That's why I'm making a video on this, is to show you guys. But I've never seen this slow down this much before. This thing is about to go supernova. It's just gonna explode, and the various bits of it are just about to expand across the multiverse or something. It's gonna be a multi-dimensional vehicle. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that this car is thoroughly broken. I just want to see how much more broken it gets. Because I think at this point, it's not even gonna make it to the ground. Okay, it just ripped itself apart there. And somehow we are getting closer and closer to the ground. I did not expect that. We're in a completely different area of the map, though, from what we started. And, as you can see, once it hits, if it hits, it suddenly breaks the walls of space-time and then rips space a new one and enters another dimension. Now that we've made it back to the Earth, we can now reflect upon what we just saw. So, as it turns out, you can reach very, very high speeds of gravity in Beamng Drive. It also tends to start some sort of spaghettification with the body panels of the car, and then once it hits the ground, if it hits the ground, it creates some sort of time-space warp, and it rips our dimension in a new one and becomes integrated into another dimension. It doesn't even go into another dimension, it becomes another dimension. So with that being said, Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you later.